Kaepernick took a knee, he ain't mean that we bound down. Fair share, we try and eat, they prevent us from chowing down. Freedom of speech, fuck is that about when they never hear us speak? Though we scream out loud, for crying out loud, they want us silent and quiet. Break us down, we get up, call us victims of society. We sell drugs, so they label us thugs, killing each other all along. We've been fighting the wrong rivalry. Message gets distorted when they pigeonhole us and force us to riot. Now they can't silence the violence. All you smell is tear gas, hear shots and sirens. Smoke clear, all you see is sons dying, mothers crying. Hell on earth, we all in the pot frying. We draw the line, which side do you align with? The disenfranchised, living in the last times. Long as our message heard, then we truly can't die. Devils try to infiltrate us, sending instigators. Pull up to the protest, piles of bricks waiting. Trying to build community like bricklayers. Bullshit democracy, president dictating. We impatient, ain't waiting for change. They trying to segregate us, put us in our place. Discrimination, try to keep us in chains. Yelling all lives matter, but that shit ain't the same. You sound stupid as fuck and only throwing fuel on the flames. Do you know what that does? It sets the world ablaze.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the one and the only Rum Boys Fantasy Network. I am your host. It's your boy, Rum Boys Robbie of the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. Thank you guys for joining us. This is the show about nothing. Here on the show about nothing, it's titled The Show About Nothing, meant to be an oxymoron. We tend to talk about various different topics. Sometimes to you it could be nothing, but most of the time it really is something. And today it is a serious topic. Before I bring in my co-host, I would like to remind everyone out there to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We greatly appreciate if you choose to subscribe and adding us to your collection of YouTube content. Also, please go ahead and spike that like button. Hit that like for us. Make the gray thumbs up button turn blue. We greatly appreciate that as well. And engage in the live chat. Share the content, but most of all, engage in the live chat. We want to make tonight's show more so just like a strict podcast, but more so just a conversation and engagement for you guys. Have a community conversation. Without further ado, let me bring on my co-hosts, ladies and gentlemen, representing the GMM Network, Bogart Scott Ray.
Hey, how you doing, my brother?
What's good, man? What's good, bro?
Shit, chilling, you know what I'm saying? Fucking daily grind, you know what I mean? Had me running a little bit late, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That was a thing that happened. Yeah. But all good. But yeah. Hang on. People fucking hit me up on Twitter like, yo, I'm doing a show. You can wait. But let's go ahead and let's tear this thing down. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rum Boys and girls want to do. Dilly.
Dilly. So right out the gate, bro, I've been kind of in my own world the last couple of days, not really tapping into what's going on. So I barely heard about that crazy ass mass shooting, bruh.
Yeah,
or not mass shooting, just the public shooting. Yeah.
It's so for those that don't know, if you see the title of tonight's show about nothing, tonight's episode 10 is #InHate, and we're gonna be talking about how we can become better as a society and better as a community. For situations to take place 2 times, it should just happen twice in 1 week. Okay.
First, there was another one.
First with the massage parlor.
Oh yeah. Damn, that was only a week ago. That's right.
Yeah, a week ago. I'm sorry, a week ago. But first with the massage parlor in Georgia, and then here in Colorado, right down the road from me, right down in Aurora, where a couple of friends of
where's Aurora? Is that Boulder?
That's Denver.
No, is it Boulder though?
It's Denver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Aurora's
Yeah.
basically Denver.
No, I'm just asking because I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
No. That's why I was like, it's Denver. No. Aurora's basically it's a suburb, kind of a suburb. Depends where in Aurora you live, honestly. But Aurora's a suburb of Denver. But yeah, literally right down the road from me. And shout out to my friends Nate and Jen of In Between Media. I'm happy that you guys are safe. Something and the day before that happened, literally hours before, those that follow me, you saw it. You saw a Twitter interaction between shout out to Samantha Prevey of the New York Post. You saw the interaction of both me and her kind of talking because a man had walked into a restaurant that she was dining in, brandishing a freaking weapon as she was checking out, and luckily was able to check out before he had went crazy and then went later on to do what he did.
this is at a grocery store, right? This was like at a grocery store.
Yeah. Then from the restaurant went to do what happened later on at the grocery store and participated in that. This shit is sad. This is sickening. At this point, like,
how many people did he kill?
Oh my gosh, I'm not even sure. Hang on. I tried to not
briefly, like, because I was running around when you told me about this shit. So I was like, oh shit, I briefly like looked it up, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I didn't see an exact number because I know like he shot a woman right when he walked in, just wow, like he set it off.
It started like as soon as he walked in.
Yeah.
Hang on. Or I think it was hang on. I think it was King Super's. Oh, it was Boulder. No, you were right. It was Boulder.
Okay.
It took place in Boulder, not Aurora. I apologize. I fucking stand greatly corrected.
No,
Boulder,
it's all good. It's just because for the little bit I looked up, that's why I was like, yeah. Go ahead.
He killed 10 people, including an officer.
Did they take him out?
Police said the 21-year-old suspect has been detained and charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder. So
I'm surprised they didn't kill his ass right on the spot.
So, all right, you know why that they did not kill him?
Because he's white.
Exactly. Like that.
Yeah.
If it was fucking me.
But you know what's crazy about this though is that he killed a cop too. You know what I mean? Like,
they killed a cop when they stormed the Capitol.
I'm just saying though, the fact like this is one guy though. You know what I mean? He kills the cop. I'm surprised the cops that were with the cop didn't murk that dude. I'm just saying.
No, that's not gonna happen. And that kind of ties into tonight's conversation. One, this shit has to stop. For all of you out there that whenever something crazy happens, you start to scream, they're gonna take our guns, they're gonna take our guns. When the fuck have they taken your guns? Okay, clearly they are not taking shit. Okay, clearly nothing is being taken. Oh, bro, here
you could open carry and everything, right? Or
you can open carry. You can open carry. We're open carry and conceal. You have to have a concealed carry license.
So Sam, that woman Sam, you were having an interaction with on Twitter. So she might not have thought
he walked in brandishing the weapon. So there's a difference between brandishing and open carry.
Yeah. No, off top. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Open carry.
Because I'm sure like that's like a regular thing, like as far as just seeing people carrying guns, right? But brandishing is definitely a different thing. Yeah.
So open carry. So you can tell when someone's actually open carry. So if I have my gun on my waist and you can visibly see it, like I'm intentionally making sure that you can visibly see it. Okay. If I have it on a 3-point holster on the outside of my hip, like so when I go to the grocery store, I walk in with my shit on my fucking hip. Because I'm going to make sure everybody knows, one, this is a holstered weapon. This weapon is contained. It is safe. You are all safe. Two, let a motherfucker act stupid and I'm going to air this bitch out. Okay? The fact that we are a open carry / concealed carry state and homie was able to walk in and nobody had a firearm, that is disappointing within itself, and that is fucked up within itself. You know, because there is that kind of that good and evil counterbalance. Well,
you said it was a suburb too, so you would maybe assume that they might not necessarily need to be armed like that, and then what I mean, shit goes down, and it's
so
like
the
maybe that shit.
the day-to-day suburban mom isn't thinking that. But I mean, Boulder also has military there as well, So I mean, everyone thinks differently. So I have certain days where I wake up and especially when shit like this happens, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep the strap by my side. I'm like, babe, I know we gotta go grocery shopping. It's for our protection, and the people around us protection. And that's just the way that works. But I mean, also at the same time, I'm also the same person where it's like, yeah, we do need tighter regulations. You shouldn't just be able to fucking walk in and buy a gun. Like homie bought a gun and the same. I think it was the Georgia shooting. Bought a gun and the same motherfucking day obtained same day purchase of weapon, committed mass shooting on massage parlors.
That's crazy. Just it takes a few weeks to get a gun license out here, and you know what I mean. There's a whole process because I'm in Cali. You feel me?
It's every state is different, and
I know, but it's hella different out here. It's really different out here. You know what I mean? A motherfucker you can have legal guns. But you know what I mean? You're gonna get pulled or maybe even drawn down on if you're seen carrying a weapon, then they're gonna have to prove it's legit. You know what I mean? You gotta have your paperwork or you're going in.
Yeah, you have to have all your paperwork.
Let alone getting shot down. You know what I mean? It's different. You a minority just carrying a gun out here, and it could be legit. And I've even heard people have argued with me that there is a form of open carry out here, but it can't be loaded. You have to have the magazine separate or something.
It has to be separate. It has to be separate.
Still, bro, it's not the normality out here. So if you're a minority with carrying a gun, bro, the cops see you, they might just fuck around and draw down on your ass.
Yeah, I mean Cali, because Cali is like that. Yeah. I mean, I used to live in LA. Got treated completely different. And yes, everywhere is different. But I mean, at the same time, and this is where we're going to kind of segue into this conversation. What the fuck makes people feel that causing acts of violence against multiple groups? So for those who don't know, when I was in the military, my job in the military was military police. Okay, I was part of the team that helped tear down Kandahar. The prison that used to be there in Afghanistan, so on and so forth. And yes, I do fucking hate cops. I did that shit in the military because, military police is completely fucking different, and they give you a job and you don't get to pick your job. They're just like, you're doing this, and you're like, okay, you're gonna let me buy a charger? All right, and then you just fucking go do it. All right. So with that being said and with that being stated, all right, I understand the need between good and evil. And I understand, the need down there, to have to protect yourself. What here makes people feel the need to just switch? I'm underneath the understanding that crime is based off of proximity. If you live in we both have.
I would say majority. I would say majority of crime. I wouldn't say all crime because there's different levels of crime. You got blue collar crimes. You know what I mean? That's motherfuckers doing. You got motherfuckers doing cyber crimes. You feel me?
I'm talking about murder. Let's be specific. We're talking about.
Yeah, because you're generalizing.
Let's stick on topic. Let's not go into any of that. No, topic.
I wanted you to be specific.
On topic. Okay, things so heinous, such as
murder,
things in the lines of hate crimes, and the shit that happens with school shootings and things of that nature. What is it that makes someone just snap and decide I'm gonna fucking go and do this? That's not a normal thought process. You do not wake up and choose to harm someone.
You said he was white and he's 21 years old, right?
For which case?
The one that we're talking, the one this week.
So the one this week, yes, he was 21 years old.
Okay, so this kid is like, so he's growing up in like where you're on social media hating like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like he out there hating for sure. I bet you if they could pull up his Twitter or whatever the fuck social medias he got, he on there hating like a motherfucker on all everything. You know what I mean? And do you know if this was just? Do you know if this supermarket was like a?
So no, so the supermarket shooting was not white. He was Ahmed Al-Wali Ali Salah.
Oh shit! Because you said he was white earlier. That's why.
No, that was the massage shooter. That was the massage shooter.
So this dude's he's a Middle Eastern cat, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think this is an outlier? Like, because like majority of these so
it's usually something.
Majority of these acts, like these horrible acts, heinous acts, mass shootings, etc. Right? It's usually majority of the time it's white dude. You know what I mean? Every so often you got, like in this case, the Ahmed dude, or you got remember the Asian kid from Virginia Tech,
and then you have John Lee Malvo, who was a DC sniper. Usually, what happens in these scenarios, and what I tend to find, is that these are people that
psychological problems.
So yeah, there is either psychological problems or so in school shootings, it's usually someone being picked on or bullied. With adult scenarios, it's usually some extreme ideologies.
Yep.
Okay. And those ideologies, they dive so deep into them that they begin to look at other people as, you are not living by the way of which I deem reasonable. So therefore, in their mind,
he got to take them out the game.
So then you have the like here in Colorado, the reason I feel like the reason why here in Colorado a lot of the shit that happens here specifically is because we have a lot of fucking militias. We have a lot of militias. A shit ton of fucking militias, like, and they're all have like some secret racist agenda, shit like that. Like it's fucking crazy, right? Does
he belong to any kind of militia? Because of course, like
there's no details on that.
Okay.
There's no they won't release if it was.
Was there any religious?
They have not released that yet.
No,
they have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's still there. It's on like 2 days ago, huh? Or maybe is it yesterday?
Monday.
Okay.
But they only say psychological problem if it's a white guy, says Justin. Yeah. Otherwise,
that's true.
Otherwise, it's an extremist. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, how much less shootings would there be without girls breaking guys? Or I don't even think that is that. So that's into more so like domestic
crime of passion is not. It's not like they want to go out and kill. He's mad at women. I'm gonna go out and kill all women. Like crime of passion is a little different. You know what I mean?
That's like serial killers and stuff like that. Like we're talking about the people that are just we're talking about the people that are straight up heinous.
He's talking about crime of passion.
Yeah,
motherfuckers wanted to kill their ex lover because they don't love them no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is about like why and how can we stop? The easy answer would be for us to just sit back. Well, just treat every fucking human being with respect, and don't bully anyone. Okay, well that's not how the fuck the world works. Oh well, they should have thicker skin. Well, that's not how the world works either. So how do we cure this solution? How do we stop?
Everybody in the chat, start putting some of your ideas.
Start putting some isms. Let's get the conversation rolling. Like, how do we educate that it's okay for people to think differently, and you don't have to go to the extreme of harming them. Harming someone or committing these mass murders. Like is it a depression thing? Is it, do we need to start having better conversations with our neighbors and stuff? Maybe you invite your neighbor over for a beer. It's like, hey, you just want to make sure that you're okay. You just want to do a mental health checkup. I mean, what can we do?
I think people you know, what's crazy is like people just don't care, man. I think like awareness, obviously raising awareness, because then if you could put it in people's face, they might care about it more. You know what I mean? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
motherfuckers don't care, bro. Like, that's why shit like this keep happening. You know what I mean? They just don't like.
Not at all saying it's right. Sometimes the shooter doesn't know right from. I have to disagree there, Sean. I feel like if you have the ability to pick up a strap,
You're coherent enough to know what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. You know how powerful that tool is in your hand. That is a tool that can.
And you're consciously walking into a place to go do a shooting. You're concealing your things so no one sees you doing it. There's a control factor there. This isn't like somebody unless you're some fucking MK Ultra or some shit where you're like brainwashed to do some type of fucking bidding.
Justin says universal background checks. So Justin, my with the universal background checks, can we explain that? Like, what does that process look like? How like when you say universal?
When you say universal, you're not just.
I feel like that's so loaded.
Because how's it loaded? It's meant to. I mean, how's it not loaded? It's meant to be. It's universal background check. So they're not just looking at your background if you have a criminal history. They're going to look at your psychological history. They're going to look at everything, every bit and piece of your history. That's why, hence the term universal background check.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
I really quick. I know like a couple of homies on Twitter. They're like, "How is that beer?" This beer from Denver Beer Co. Peanut butter graham cracker porter. This is really good. This is really, really good. It's like a Reese's cup mixed with a graham cracker.
And you get faded. How many percent is that joint?
6.2.
You know what's crazy?
Have it, but loopholes. Get rid of them. Okay, so
what that easy?
So now, Justin, you're talking about process. How do we eliminate those loopholes? Like personal sales no longer exempt. Yeah, exactly. Like the personal sale of a weapon. You can't. Like I cannot. I should not be allowed to be able to sell my registered firearm to another person. Like, no, if it's registered under you, that bitch is yours. That is your gun. It's yours. You are responsible to make sure no one steals it. It is in a safe place. Your kids don't get to it. Yada yada yada. Like I like that idea. I like that idea. I get that idea. I was saying they.
I wonder if
wrong. It begins in the household, bro. Bro. There are some. Yeah. There. When I was in high school, there was a dude. There was a dude. He did bring a gun to school. Luckily, nothing happened, but he brought a motherfucking gun to school. Like no, and he had great parents. Clarence's parents had a real good marriage. He had a fucking great home, great upbringing. This kid had the school had just integrated. Like the bad kids, we used to go to a fucking different school. I should say bad. The lower middle class kids went to a different school, and the upper suburban kids went to a different school. And like the new school got built and it rezoned everything, and we all got meshed. And this kid fucking brought a gun to school, because he was getting fucking picked on. Like, it had nothing to do with home. Like, he wanted to fucking harm someone that day. Like, luckily, he got caught because we have metal detectors in my school.
Then that's a dumbass kid.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm saying, consciously knowing that there's metal detectors, and what do you think? You better have a plastic Glock or something, you dumbass.
Bro, I'm happy that there was metal detectors.
And that's the thing, too, is like a lot of times the kids that, whatever.
But I grew up in the hood, so yeah.
What if it could be a lot of these kids? They don't have they're looking for some type of attention. They're willing to go to extreme measures to get attention, whether it's negative or positive. You know what I mean?
So how does the background check work? Like do they have to go through like a psych eval? Like, is a psych eval part of the background check?
A universal background check is gonna find everything under that has your name attached to it. You know what I mean? I mean, you're in the military. How often do they give you guys psychiatric evaluations?
What's that? Sorry.
You were in the military. How often do they give you psychiatric evaluations?
I mean, every time you come back.
Okay, so stuff like that. When if anytime you've got previous psychiatric evaluations, when you get a universal background check, they're gonna pull all that shit. You know what I mean? So what Justin is saying, like if we attach that to like as the process when you're purchasing a firearm,
I have to correct something in the chat. Tino, nobody said a damn thing about banning guns. Nobody said a damn thing about that. So let's just clarify that. Let's just make sure.
Don't take our guns.
Yeah. Let's just make sure that
I hate that saying. I hate to sound cliche, but it's not guns don't kill people.
People kill people. People kill people. Shout out to DMX.
Not everyone could have guns, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
no.
There's got to be some. I feel like
I own firearms.
Hold on. I feel like there should be. That wasn't the question. That's irrelevant right now. My point is, I think when people buy guns, a psychiatric evaluation is in order. They don't do that. They don't do that. I think that should be, you know what I mean? Because if this motherfucker is deemed, some kind of cuckoo or even just not right, or I know I sounded insensitive calling someone cuckoo, but if you have like a mental health condition, I don't think it's, it's safe for you to have a gun. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they'll specify which categories.
Aiden said that's the thing that confuses me. I go to a private school. Most of the kids are very wealthy, but have had multiple kids caught with guns in school. I think it's because their parents don't spend much time with them. That is part of the case. True.
That's what I said. That's what I was saying about earlier about the attention-seeking factor. You know what I mean? Like some of these kids. I mean, especially if you're a kid getting bullied, right? Imagine that you're a kid getting bullied. No one gives a fuck about you. You're getting laughed at.
Tino. But the thing is, every state
that shit with a joint, B.
Tino, every state does not do that. So yes, in Cali, you go through a mental health report, a medical report, and crime report. Okay, and
a universal background check. Yes.
That is not, and it takes 10 days to complete the background check. Yes, they do but that's in California, Tino.
That's why you don't hear a lot of these shootings happening in Cali, though, do you? No, shootings that happen in Cali is on some gang shit half the time. You know what I mean?
Usually
that's just part of the culture, and I'm not saying that to be proud or anything.
But that goes back to being within proximity. But that goes back within being within proximity.
Yes. Okay, no, I can agree with that. But when you start getting into like these quote unquote wholesome areas, you know what I mean, where like this shit is like shocking as fuck. You know what I mean?
Like there is no reason to walk into a motherfucking King Soopers grocery store and shoot up a fucking grocery store. Like there is no reason. Like there's no reason to walk into a massage parlor and shoot up a massage parlor. Like people are just relaxing, getting massages, bro. Like people are just going to get groceries.
Well, that's how pussy that motherfucker is, though. He's like, I'm gonna go in the grocery store. Well, he ain't gonna run into nobody else. Okay, how about this? Try to go up into a fucking boxing gym or a fucking, you know what I mean, with a gun and some shit. Like, no, they're not doing that because motherfuckers might beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? If you don't shoot a ball, someone might get him. You know what I mean?
A dude did shoot up a hospital in the Bay. Yeah, there was a dude.
Yep.
A dude shot the Planned Parenthood.
There was even a campus
right down the street.
There was even a Facebook campus, or is it eBay? One of them out here in the Bay. Yeah, there's a dude ran up in there and started shooting motherfuckers and shit. And he literally said it was like he was doing some Call of Duty shit. You know what I mean? He's just running around. Either way, I'm saying though, you know what I mean? When you hear most of these stories like this, it's in Middle America or
Tino says this is not about background checks or guns. It's about people who help needs it. So, but once again,
we gotta get Tino on this show one time too.
Yeah, I'm down, bro. I'm down.
Yeah.
I think he follows me on one of my social medias. I think he follows me on my TikTok.
I mean, that's my man. It's like in real life.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So for me, I feel like that a better across the board background check process.
Like what Clark said.
On a national level, like, hey, all 50 of you motherfucking states are all gonna abide by the same damn rules. All right, like for this just one thing, we just need you all to be on the same page.
You know who's not going to be on the same page? On who's not?
Georgia, Texas,
the South in general.
Yeah, the South in general. Yeah. Bro, but I mean, like I said, like you know, and I feel like is there a degree of getting people help that need it? Yeah, I mean, parents being more attentive. No worries, bro. Parents being more attentive to their kids, making sure that little ass Timmy isn't fucking in his room making a bomb. Like, you know, the fact that there are legitimate parents out there that if a parent opens a room and the kid can tell you "fuck you, mom," that's not acceptable. Like shit. Is the solution going back to whoop the kid's ass? Like, is that it? Like, do we need to start going back to bringing out the belt? Like, you know, we have shootings happening in schools. We have shootings happening at churches. People attacking churches. Dylan Roof attacked a motherfucking church and got Burger King after shooting up a fucking church. Someone went on an Asian hate crime. Someone walked into a King Supers this week, 2 days ago, and shot up a King Supers. Like, it's like, I think it's beyond just getting the help that they need. I think it's beyond, you know, giving them a hug. I think it's beyond, you know, there has to be some preemptive measure besides, you know, doing these mental health checkups and walking to your neighbor's house. Tennessee here, that's a tough ask of much here, unfortunately. Not analytics, I agree. A place like Tennessee, a place like Virginia, where I used to live, they are definitely not about that shit. A place like Virginia, they're gonna be like, no, I need to. If I want to go get a gun, I need it done in and out in 5 minutes. Like in Virginia, I walk in same day, boom, boom, in and out. You know, I could get in Virginia. I'd have a handgun, shotguns. I have tons of stuff. You know, crossbows because I'd shoot fucking deer and shit that come on my property and just be like, yeah, free fucking dinner. Yeah, let's go. You know, like, so I get that place like Tennessee.
Is deer good?
Oh, venison is a shit, bro.
Yeah, everyone says that. I've never had, so I was just asking.
Venison's a shit, dude. But
and
no, like
they're like a problem. They're you know, they like that's why it's okay to like kill those motherfuckers because they're like everywhere.
Yeah,
you know,
like here in Colorado, they are not about that shit. It's like, yo, you need to get a ticket to hunt, and you gotta fucking do all this other shit.
Well,
like,
I mean, that's how it is in Cali too.
Yeah, in Virginia,
in general.
Yeah, in Virginia, oh, that motherfucker walks on your property. If you hit it with your truck, hitch it up. What?
No, I'm just laughing because it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's the South, like, boom, oh, got dinner. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm saying that as like a city boy, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a city slicker. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's interesting.
Bro, I have hit dinner before and been like, yes. Bro. Like, but I mean, you know, yeah. Here's about elk, Tino.
Oh, yeah. So I've had elk.
Yeah, elk is good. Elk is good.
Yeah.
But I mean, back on topic. I mean,
Fire.
You know, like, is it a case of enough people not getting their ass beat before they can do this shit? Like, maybe if you got your ass beat as a kid, like, you know, like I feel like there's a
I could argue motherfuckers getting beat up. That could like
motherfuckers getting beat up.
That could be the cause. That could be the cause of them. You know, one day, like, you know, like that could put them on the path to like, yo, I'm about to exact revenge on these motherfuckers. Oh, I'm gonna show them. They used to beat me up and laugh at me. Now I got this 40 thing.
You remember? You remember that Adam Sandler movie? I'm trying to remember. I think it might have been Mr. Deeds. When a homie, he calls up one of the dudes that used to
Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, yeah, he calls up one of his homies, and then
Billy Madison.
Billy Madison, yeah, where he crosses him off the fucking hit list and then puts the list in.
He's like, hey man, I know in high school, he's like, no, he said, hello, is this so and so? He's like, yeah, who's this? He's like, oh, this is Billy Madison. I went to high school with you. I used to pick on you a lot. You know, I just want to say I apologize. You know,
I don't have one anymore.
He's like, I did some really mean things. You know that I regret it. And this and that, and dude's like, "Yeah, man, that's cool." He's like, "Hey, man, maybe we should have coffee one time."
I like what Tino says. I like what Tino says. He says, Sean, this is true. And Sean, that is true, and is the point that makes this such a complicated issue. I'm trying to make out what he was typing. How do we even know if they are crazy until it's too late? And yes, will they get it? So yeah, exactly. The biggest point that I want to highlight is how do you know that someone is at that point of snapping before it's too late? Like,
Well, here's the thing. You could do something like we said. It'll be a mandatory psychiatric evaluation if you're trying to purchase a gun. How do you stop these motherfuckers who will get their hands on a gun and by other means? You know what I mean? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like what Andrew said, not analytics said. He said, agree on the presumptive measures 110%, but also maintain measures. The problem will come if someone were to fail a checkup, then it does become they took our guns conversation. And he's right about that, because then at that point, if someone does fail, then now you're going to have a bunch of people that just failed a fucking checkup and are now outside of town halls and city halls protesting, asking, yo, give us our guns, give us our guns, give us our guns. What? Because I answered a question. Have you ever answered a question wrong on a job interview? It's like, fuck, I didn't realize that I was supposed to treat Timmy that way.
I knew motherfuckers that was like, y'all like Zans. And then they're like, you know what? They look it on Google and they go to their doctor and they answer a certain question, what is it called? Q&A or whatever. Yeah. And then you answered a certain way and it'd be like, oh shit, do you have anxiety? Here's a prescription for Xanax. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
how do you
what if you know what I mean? You're a motherfucker that are asking your questions and you just answer everything right, but you really crazy. I mean, there's always going to be an outlier, is my point. There's always going to be someone who will slip through.
There's always going to be someone that's going to slip through the cracks. And that's because no system is perfect. Like, no system is perfect. If every system was perfect, then if every system and every process was perfect,
are trying to take over.
Well, no. If every system and every process was perfect, plane crashes would never happen.
Well, I mean,
car crashes would never happen.
You know, the word, I mean, see, and that's the thing though, is because nothing is, you can have one blemish on anything and now it's not perfect. So I don't think there'll be any kind of system that's perfect. I mean,
exactly.
I mean, maybe everyone in the chat, is there somebody pull up a country that has the least gun violence? Like, off the top of my head, I think it's like Europe.
I think it's like Norway. I think it's like Norway.
Is it?
Or like Sweden or some shit.
Yeah, because and you know what they say about Sweden? It's one of the happiest places. Like their morale in Sweden.
Yeah. Tino says, how do you stop someone who just loses it, who just loses and is temporarily insane? Like they just snap.
Like someone kind of referenced that earlier, like a motherfucker that might go through a heartbreak or something, or even a crazy loss. You know what I mean? Someone goes through something traumatic could maybe flip a switch in someone. Yeah, I mean,
Aiden says, well, yeah, and what about bipolar people? I'm chill with them next week, and then they want me dead in their feelings. Yeah.
What if it went even further? Like from now, like moving forward, maybe kids in school. You know what I mean? Maybe you got to start with the kids, right? The children of the future. So maybe kids have to start doing, maybe an hour a week, a kid will do therapy or something. You know what I mean? I know that's kind of crazy. Maybe the parents would have to sign off on it, but you know what I mean? Because a lot of times some of these kids just need someone to talk to. And then if they're, even though it's like, a therapist is sworn to autonomy. Is that the right word? Where you can't, not autonomy.
Patient confidentiality.
Confidentiality.
Doctor-patient confidentiality.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like maybe there has to be some guidelines. If this kid is admitting like, hey, I have these thoughts of shooting or killing people, you know what I mean? Like, then it'd be
that should be a red flag and be like, all right, well, confidential agreement broken. Like, ho. Like,
and then that crosses. Then now we're crossing another line too, though. You know what I mean? So it's
exactly,
like this would have to be something that states would have to vote on. And
the least gun crimes happen in Singapore and Japan and Finland. And then Tree says Finland has the best prison systems. I won't say best, but probably most successful, because I know that Finland, they focus on rehabilitation. It's not necessarily a prison. I heard it's a Finland, rehabilitation.
Yeah, those prisons are they're comfortable as fuck. You know what I mean? It's like you you have TVs, you have, you know what I mean? It's like regular living, but you're just, you're in prison.
It's built to, yeah, it's not built to break you, it's built to rehabilitate you. But that's different because America is also built off of a principle of slavery, which prisons are our modern day form of slavery. They make our license plates. They fucking do a lot of different shit on the inside. They have multiple different jobs.
They really still do the license plates? That ain't just like a movie thing?
No, bro. They have jobs in prisons and shit, bro. They have.
I'm aware of that. I just didn't know, like, they still doing like the so
I don't know if they're still doing
license
plates, but yeah, they're doing like really cheap shit for the government.
Yeah.
But that is a really fucked up American fiber, American fabric that is woven in our.
It's woven in the fabric of our society. Yes.
Yeah, we're just now getting to the point where we're as a country, we're now talking about prison reform. Like that just now, as of like 2 years ago, literally 2 years ago, became a big hot button topic issue. Like where it's like, holy shit, we need to actually reform our prisons. Like we need to actually make them like, a little bit better. Like, holy fuck, this is modern day slavery. Like we just got to the point as a country to where we're thinking like Finland. This type of events are a part of life. How can we stop these people? Maybe if more of society as a whole fault, strong community, rich or poor, don't have this issue. Most countries are built through slavery. But a lot of countries have also gotten away from it and gotten away from that type of thinking and have done a lot of reevaluating of themselves. Like America's the only place where we don't like to look at ourselves and be like, we're wrong for that. Like America's the only place where we can say, hey, you shouldn't bully people. But then there's another side of people that are like, well, no, bullying's okay. Like it fucking builds character. Like we're the only fucking country that does that. Like we're the only country that does that. We're the only country that doesn't get unified behind certain shit. Like there's not a damn thing that we don't get fucking unified on. Period.
I mean, look at what the world has been going through as a whole with Corona, and it wasn't like that shit was gonna unify us. You know what I mean? It ain't like like look at the movies. Whenever there's like an alien invasion, then humans put their differences aside because there's something else. There's a threat. Wouldn't you think that's the same concept with Corona, right? It's like this thing that's affecting all of us, but it ain't like motherfuckers is unifying.
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? It used to piss me off during the quarantine, man. Okay, and I would see the goddamn. So I have family in Italy and I have family in the DR. Okay, of course I'm a fucking immigrant child. So we talk to family, back home in Italy, like during the quarantine. We do like a lot of like Zoom chats and shit, like Zoom dinners. I go to my mom's house and shit. Still with my bitch ass ex at the time. But like we go to my mom's house, hop on the fucking Zoom. And we start talking, to like our family overseas, like over in Italy and shit. And it would be crazy how many times they would have porch dance parties, and like this shit was like a nightly thing. And this was like a normal thing. Like, they're like, yeah, we can't be around each other, we can't hug each other. And at times they're very, very, cozy, very touchy, feely, so like
Italians are like that though, right? They're hug and rub you, Hey,
yeah. Like me, I'm a hugger. Like when I see you in Canton, like when we see each other for the first time, like I'm not gonna dap you up. Like I'm like, yo, like what the fuck?
Hey, bring it in.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm also like that. That's just my culture. That's I lived overseas for 8 years. Like so. That we're here in America, we don't have that. We're very much man up, be a man. We're very much to each his own type of style. We're very much, because we are a melting pot, we're very much to be like, oh well, this group of people does this in this way, and this group of people does this in this way. Whereas overseas, their belief systems are significantly different. If they're like, we need to get rid of fucking guns, and they're like, we're gonna fucking do, like, it's just different. It's just different. That is not a new sweatshirt. That's a sweet shirt. That's a sweet shirt. I was about to say that is not new. That is still up on rumboys.com. I didn't realize that was Justin that was commenting that. I was like, that is not new. Go get it. We're gonna have new shit coming.
Yeah, this is the vintage joint right here. It's the throwback.
Yeah, that's a throwback. The new 2021 line is coming 420, the same day as your new album.
Yeah.
Robbie, have you been to another country you would rather live in besides America? Yeah, actually, I've been to quite a few. I've been to actually a lot.
Is Italy up there?
Oh, Italy is definitely up there, bro. Dude, yes. Oh my God, the food, the women.
I was gonna say the food, be.
But just how everyone treats each other, like the way that people genuinely. Yeah, it sucks that Dora Siesta that you can't fucking get gas without your gas coupon. Yeah, that fucking sucks. You know, just remember to take your goddamn coupon book with you. Fucking go slide it underneath the goddamn thing. And
I heard that's how it be out there in Italy.
I mean, I don't know if they still do that, but yeah, like you have a coupon book, and like you sign the voucher, and then boom, 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 and then you got a gas voucher, and then boom, yeah.
Oh, okay, damn, it's crazy. You know what's funny is like
no, Tino, Italy is not extremely racist. Please take your ass to Italy and just realize how many black people are there. You'll be like, wow.
So Sicily is the little island, right?
Yeah, but
is it an island? Yeah. So
I mean, yeah.
No, is it an island? I'm asking because I'm just like geographically challenged right now. I'm trying to think.
It's pretty much an island, yes.
Okay, so yeah, the Moroccans, who are from Africa, the Moors, they we're only 500 years removed from them actually ruling Italy, and or Sicily, you know what I mean? So it's I mean it's all through through their ancestry right now, like it's in their bloodline. I know this is going to be. This might be like sound stereotypical or like I'm stereotyping, but like that's why they tan. You know what I mean? That's why they get tanned. Their pigmency
jaws.
They have it in them to get tanned. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That everyone there is fucking tan. Like they have melanin naturally.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because of the Moors, B.
Yeah, Jaws, yes, the coupons do help offset that a bit because, yes, gas prices are extremely fucking crazy. But, I mean, the value of the euro, it's more than the American dollar right now. Like, back in the day, it's like 32 cents more, like 31 cents more.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not, like, significant. It's not like, I mean, that's fairly significant, but it's not like, oh, my God. Like, yeah, but, like I remember back in the day, it used to be, like, lira. And like lira used to be the shit, bro. Like when I was a kid, like living out there, like oh my gosh, yeah. I've seen Tino. Do not. All right, Tino. You did not just bring up a motherfucking YouTube video. I seen a video a few years ago how racist attacks on Black Italian. You cannot show me a fucking YouTube video and be like, oh well, like that's just like that whole country. Here's what's different about America. America's literally the only damn place where what you see on YouTube is exactly how this motherfucker is.
I mean, listen, we're living in America, a society that will film everything. So not even, you know what I'm saying? Not even like the motherfuckers they're broadcasting. Everyone's a broadcaster showing shit. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
During the pandemic with the riots going on, like you couldn't go on social media without just seeing it fucking all across America. You know what I mean? Like shit they wouldn't even show on the news half the time. You know what I mean? Obviously, because the news, they're going to filter the information that they feed us. You know what I mean? To a degree.
Okay, to a large degree. How out of control sexual assault is going out of control once again.
Yeah,
that's a matter of keep your dick in your pants. You lose money if the currency.
I think that's another. With the sexual assault crimes and stuff like that, right? I think that also it goes down to upbringing, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like my pops, my pops raised me how to how to talk to a woman, what's right and wrong. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I it's crazy too because, you know what I mean? Our kids even getting those talks these days, like, like the quintessential birds and the bees talk, like, because that conversation also involves like, yes, these things are consented, by the way. You don't just take these things. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Like you have to definitely have that conversation in that aspect. Really quick, I'm addressing Tino for a second. So I'm making sure we don't go too off the rails. Aiden, though,
Oh, yeah.
you did bring up a good point, and we'll definitely make that a show and then have some I definitely would have had more female voices behind that topic. But he says when I googled when I googled is Italy racist, that video and 50 others popped up. So I would say it's a problem. Man, if you Google if is America racist, I bet you that 50 turns into significantly more real fucking like bro, like that, yeah. And Justin replied with like that's any that's any country. Like, bro, so here we have an issue with with cultures having a quote unquote God complex. Certain cultures having a matter of fact, there's a great poem by the last poem by last poets. Shout out to the homies out there out of New York. But it's a great poem called "The White Man Has a God Complex." And honestly, you would love this poem. Like everyone would love it. You'd be like, "Whoa! Like this is actually really deep. Like everything they're saying is really true." Uh, from the way that we have engineered machine to the way that we have utilized labor to progress this country. I mean, yes, this country wouldn't be where it is without you know without some
Without
of those things.
taking and killing, because that's what
Yes,
they did.
unfortunately, but
Them,
I
them,
hate that, and
them,
I hate
them
that.
folks came over here and just took somebody else's whole shit. And like, to be honest, you know what I mean? If they don't do that, my family's not out here. You know what I mean? Like,
That.
if they don't do that and then make it, and down the
Dude,
road, quote unquote, the
I
land
love
of opportunity. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
love not analytics because everything he says is analytical. Also, asking a question like that with verbiage that implies an answer is a logical fallacy. That is correct. That is
fallacy.
yes
Oh
fallacy.
yeah,
I'm
that's right.
sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No. I was just reading behind you. And then I'm because I was thinking out loud when I was saying, I'm not trying to correct you, but I'm not. You're talking to me. I make my own grammar. How about that?
Yeah, like here it's just so embedded into the
I literally called it
fiber.
itality earlier instead of Italy. I was like, oh
No,
shit.
you're fine.
I
You're
mean,
fine. No. But like here
itality.
we have such a we have this so deeply rooted in our culture and how we operate as a country. We have
How about,
not done
let me
we
ask you a question, and everybody in the chat chime in. And I don't want this question to be like a really negative shroud or anything like that. It's just an honest question. Is there such thing as a utopian society when you're thinking of America? Like the America we live in, is that a thing? Can that be a thing?
no, like I've been to places where it's significantly different. Like so like when I was in Korea, right?
I'm interested in what
Yeah.
the chat thinks. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I'm
Can
giving them.
America?
Yeah, I'm
Because you know
definitely
what's
giving
crazy?
them.
You know what? You want to know who's really nice? All around, the fucking Canadians, bro. Like the Canada, bro.
Dude, Canada,
You're
like,
like almost will never hear fuck shit coming out of Canada. Yeah, there's racism out there and stuff like that. But I'm
yeah, but
talking
that's
like,
everywhere. Yeah.
then that goes without saying,
But like
right?
the type of shit that you hear, and like when you hear about it, you're like, oh my god, that happened in Canada. Like you're just like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
like
must
it
be a
blows.
crazy American that made his way across the border.
Yeah, like when you hear
It's a
about
bad
shit in
joke.
Canada, no, that's not a bad joke. Like all right, bro, it used to blow my mind. All right, when when I was stationed in Italy, all right, it used to
Vitality.
blow it used to blow my fucking mind the amount of times that we'd be out at places and it would mainly like most of the time it'd be white airmen and they'd say, God, I'm so sick of these foreigners. And I'd have to look at them and I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Like, I'm so sick of these foreigners. I'm like, do you realize that we're the foreigners? This is their shit. Did you fucking forget? They are darker than you still. Like, they're accustomed to the sun. You still burn. Stop it. You lived in America. Been in America for 400 fucking plus years. Knock it the fuck off. Like I used to have to check people's privilege all the time in the military. Like that happens all the time when you go to another country. Bro, we'd be in Korea. Man, I can't stand these foreigners. Motherfucker, we are in Korea.
Right?
It is. What the fuck? What do you expect them to speak? What do you expect them to speak? What do you expect them to do? They go home and speak Korean. So that means your ass needs to learn. You need to learn Korean. They don't need to learn. They don't need to learn fucking English. You need to learn motherfucking Korean. You know,
I will say, like,
this graham cracker
right?
beer got me turned.
He's on that peanut butter. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, like, you know, it's just, it's kind of like when you know, like where I'm at in San Jose, you know what I mean? We got a large Vietnamese community, you know what I'm saying? And like, they make a point to raise their kids speaking their native language, you know what I mean? Like, I'm Filipino, I understand, like, you know, bits and pieces, but my parents didn't raise me like that, you know what I mean? And it's kind of crazy because now, since me being the first generation born, my kids aren't gonna know that shit. You know what I mean? My girl understands, but she don't really speak too much, you know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, like, you know what I mean? When you're going to a place like that, they didn't think about like, okay, we're gonna like, okay, when you go to Japan or certain parts in China, like Taiwan and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like they, you know, there's a large percentage of that do speak English. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like,
everywhere. I will say this: there are more people that speak English than you realize, and you figure it out real quick whenever Americans say stupid shit, and then like they'll say shit, and you pick up on what they say, and you're like, "Hey, yo, you probably should check yourself." What do you mean? You should probably check yourself. Why? Because this dude at the bar is about to fucking wreck you. Like I like that I can understand some of the time. I like that I can understand mi habla español, you know, muy poquito, but I can, you know, I can work my way, you know. I love that my wife is like teach me Spanish, like teach our kids Spanish and shit, like teach our kids Italian, like Kigwa. You know. So like yeah, like I think that grazie, prego. But that means you're welcome. So I think that we have to become.
Wow, hold on, reverse real quick. That's why they named it the sauce. Because it's like, you're welcome. Here's some delicious sauce.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Grazie.
You're welcome for that knowledge. You're welcome for that knowledge.
Yes, grazie. Yes, grazie. Grazie.
You know, like here, like I don't know, like here in America, we just got. I feel like we really got to pull our head out of our ass. Like I feel like we're so far behind, and it's like, and everyone always brings up the point, like, well, where else would you rather live? Well, have you seen where else have you gone? Before you ask me that question,
Canada would probably be the other place I would live. I've never been there, but I'd imagine. Actually, I have been to Vancouver. I mean, British Columbia. So,
yeah,
but
exactly.
I went there to smoke weed. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, it's just cool. Like, we're going to a place you can buy weed everywhere. You know what I mean? They're not tripping. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, actually, I'd probably live. That's a place I would live. Actually,
Tino, yes, they do. The raver kids have better stuff. But no, like for real though. I mean, we have to become better as a society. Like, I wish for the day. All right,
this is gonna sound dumb, right?
Like this is the part. This is the part where if there is some animator listening, like as we're getting, you know, kind of close up the show. Like if you could picture, like I want Miles to maybe paint this or draw this. I want Earth to just one day as a whole planet, right at the seam of the equator, right? And this is where I want like our voices animated over this. Just Earth open up its giant mouth, and just eat a giant tin strip. Just eat a giant tin strip, and then close, and then wait, and then everyone just understand. You know, human life is human life.
Are you talking about LSD right now?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
I
know,
thought I was lost a second there. I'm like, oh, he's talking about
Yeah,
acid.
I went on my Grateful Dead moments. Yeah, I'm
like
on
it.
I'm on Grateful Dead shit right now.
LSD, give me money.
You know, and just and I'm explicitly making sure like Earth has to open up her beautiful, beautiful jaws and just consume this 10 strip. You know, DMT, yes, opens up. We need this specific
They're all
experience.
different. They're all different.
Yeah, we need this specific one, and then everyone just melt and then chill together and become one together. And
Okay,
then,
so I was gonna get there. I was gonna say, so the $1 billion question, like what, like if Robbie J, you know what I mean, was asked, like, okay, what are you gonna put in place? What's your answer to end hate?
my answer to end hate,
everyone do LSD. Because I like your version.
I mean, that was not my answer to that question.
Okay, so because so the $1 billion question.
But I mean, honestly, like so my answer is we're so far away from this, but everyone opening up their third eye. Like every show that happens. But I have to make sure I clarify, because every show because your question is such an important question, and it deserves a proper answer. Every show like this, every podcast that talks about stuff like this, they always tell you, well, just treat your fellow man and treat your fellow neighbor, you know, respect and yada yada yada. No, like, let's really open up our third eye. Let's really start as people, as society. Like, there's a difference between. But I'm gonna be honest. You know what? I'm about to fuck with a lot of people's minds. Religion is okay. Spirituality, completely different. Okay, let's as a society, let's start aligning our chakras. What it means to treat your fellow man better means for you to first start treating yourself better. You know, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're hitting the gym and you're doing all of that. Like when people say treat yourself better, no, just like genuinely start learning to just love yourself. If that means that you literally have to, when you wake up in the morning, give yourself a motherfucking hug when you look in the mirror. Like, if literally when you open your eyes in the morning, and if the first thing that you have to make sure that you say to yourself is like, at least I'm alive. Like, if you feel like you're about to say some negative shit like fuck today, fuck this, just at least I'm alive. Like, if we can learn to love ourselves, then it's not gonna matter what how a woman scorns us or how a man scorns us. It's not gonna matter who's bullying us and who's picking, because you know what? I love me. I love me. I know, not only do I love me, but I know who the motherfuck I am. And I accept who I am. Whether that is black, whether that is white, whether that is Asian, whether that is gay, whether that is straight, whether that is trans, whether that is whether you live in Italy, whether that's whether or not you live in America, whether that's not whether or not you live in Canada. Like,
Canada,
Arkansas,
no,
Wisconsin, you know. But you need, like, I think that if we can start getting better at learning how to love ourselves and stop depending on other people to love us, it is okay for you to want someone to love you. Bogart, I tell you all the time, my brother, I motherfucking love you, my nigga. I motherfucking love you, my G. I tell you this shit all the time.
This is factual.
But this is also because I'm comfortable with it myself and I'm okay with it myself. Be like, that's my guy. I fucking, you know what? No matter what the fuck, push comes to shove, disagree or agree, I love you. I care about you.
I like where you're going with this. You know, and this is like probably be like the fourth cliche thing I said on this episode, but maybe to end hate, hashtag end hate, hashtag more love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hashtag more love.
You know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers just, I mean, and it'll be like, you know, over affectionate love, is maybe just love for existence, love for your fellow man in general. You know what I mean? Because like I said this earlier today, like, a lot of people don't really give a fuck when it's not affecting them. Like, you know, like you hear about a shooting, you're like, oh, that's not where I live. Like, you know what I mean? Like motherfuckers are just like that. You know what I mean? Like they don't care. They have they don't when you don't care, when you don't have any, real love for your fellow man or anything. When things happen like this, you feel unaffected. And like now that the day and age we live in, shit like this happens all the time where motherfuckers is desensitized to it. Where they, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers are desensitized to it where like it becomes the norm. It becomes the norm more than ever because all this shit is broadcasted on social media and etc.
And also if you're a person that is secure within yourself and that already loves yourself, utilize your light and shine that onto somebody that is going through a dark time.
Shine that thing.
I'm being serious. Like I'm being serious too. I'm serious. Like, hey, I'm a big step. I'm on my Kevin Gates shit. I done woke up. I done lit the sage. I done fucking sparked the incense. Motherfucker, I'm in my vibe. And maybe some of y'all need that too. Sit back, meditate, relax. Life ain't that serious. Someone picking on you, someone fucking with you, ain't that serious. If they're fucking with you, it's because they're intimidated by you. That's
or even the people that is bullying too. Man, there's something wrong with them to begin with. Like you just gotta realize, like, hey man, you know what, dude? This dude probably got hella issue. He's trying to take it out on me. I mean, I know that's sad, you know what I mean? But it's like, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that you less of a person. Like maybe that motherfucker, there's something wrong with that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is sad. And like I think that's just like I'm a parent to 3 children with one on the way. You know what I mean? And like, I'm even my oldest, I hate that like sometimes, before she's telling me everything and now I gotta ask. If I don't ask, I would never know now. You know what I mean? Because she's a teenager.
Yeah.
She's a teenager, you feel me? So, communication, you know what I'm saying? Because it might be lost for us, our generation, you know what I'm saying? But for them, you know what I mean? Like, here goes like the 4th cliche shit I'm about to say is the children are the future.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, you know what I mean? If we can't, listen, if we can't, change things overnight, you know what I mean? We got to instill these certain values into our children so they can grow up with these same values and not grow up in a society that's fucked. Because I think majority of the society is desensitized to a lot of the bullshit, and so it just keeps happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I said, love each other, reach out to people. Like if a matter of fact, if there is something that you feel passionate about, go be involved in that. If there's something that you are passionate about that makes the world a better place, like y'all are involved with fantasy football, y'all are involved with the sports content, and if there is something that you are passionate about, okay, maybe get involved. Maybe start inspiring people. We're all given 24 hours in a motherfucking day. We all have social media accounts. We can all bring awareness and spread love in some positive motherfucking way.
Put a little love in your heart.
We don't need to fucking, be hating, trolling, and doing stupid shit. Like, I
want to point that out. For everybody that likes to like troll and shit and thinks it's funny, right? Especially like gang trolls, like when they ganging up on a motherfucker, like a one individual, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that motherfucker, you might be putting that motherfucker on path to shoot everybody up. You know what I mean? Like just remember, like, when y'all is like, it might be funny and it might not seem that serious, but that person that's being bullied, that motherfucker might go out and shoot motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Or even hurt themselves. You know what I mean? Like, it's, I'm telling you, like, as a society, like, I mean, if we could understand.
Yeah, like Tino said, yes. Imagine what's going on in the bully's life to become that person. Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I was just pointing out earlier. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, like, well, ain't nobody mind readers. I mean, there's probably some out there. You know what I'm saying? But that's another story. But like, ain't nobody mind readers, so you don't know what's going on in the next person's head. You know what I mean? And like, hey, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, these motherfuckers that are lashing out, there's some undertones there. You know what I mean? There's some undertones that you might not know about. It's fucking them up.
There's some shit. Most definitely. Yo,
you know what I mean?
Hey, we're gonna wrap this podcast right here on that motherfucking note right there. All right.
Yeah, man, more love.
Y'all get ready here in the next 10 minutes. The fantasy first rounders are going to be up. They're going to be hitting you guys with all them fantasy football isms. So show love to our Hell yeah, Isms, give us money. Show love to our homies. Holding it down for your Wednesday night fantasy football Isms. This is a show about nothing. We're always here to just bring awareness and just let shit off our heart. Moral of the story: fucking love each other, talk to each other, be there for each other, reach out for each other.
Stop being a shitty person.
Yeah, stop being a fucking shitty person. If you feel the need to pick up a tool, then like that's not for you. Like that's just you lost that battle already, you know. And just learn to love yourself, okay? Let's stop with these mass murders, with these mass shootings. Let's stop with the hate crimes. You know, hey Bogart. Last summer we were screaming Black Lives Matter. My brother, I know that you're Filipino as well, and I know that you stuck with me during last summer. This summer, I'm sticking with you. We're stopping Asian hate crimes, and I want to let you know that no matter what, brother, I love you. Okay? No, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter the melanin in our skin. Our melanin makes us beautiful, and I want you to know that I love you.
Yeah, off top, man. Come on, you already know me. I love being who we are. You know what I mean? Listen, motherfuckers is hating, bro. You know what I mean? Like they don't. It's probably because, and see, it goes back to what I just said. We know who we are. You know what I mean? It's easy to hate and generalize your hate towards a certain group of individuals, or in this case, a certain race. And you don't even know people on a personal level. You know what I mean? Like you're just generalizing them by their race or color. It's a bunch of bullshit. You know what I mean? Those type of people. Listen, if there is any room, like I always say, I don't really like it's hating things is really tough for me. But I hate those motherfuckers. I hate
racism. I don't want it.
I hate people who how about this, man? You always see a lot of people who are like leaders in certain movements, right? Like, you know, you don't have these positive movements as much as you do like these hate movements. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we need more positive.
We're living in this
positive.
We're living in a society, bro, where motherfuckers they push hate. You know what I'm saying? They push hate narratives. They, you know what I mean? It's it's crazy.
Hey, we gonna say like this. They tired. They played out. And the new ism, the new flow, the new shit that's popping off here in 2021 and for the rest of 2021 is this love shit that we pushing here. This positivity shit that we pushing here.
It ain't new shit to me, man. That's the hype.
It ain't new shit. We've been saying it, but we need to make sure that other people is on the wave.
For sure.
It's gonna be new to other people. Like our loyal subscribers, they already know. The 2,400 people that's out there that no, they no. But for everybody that's gonna be hopping on board, you know, and becoming a part of this journey, hey, show your neighbor love, show everybody love. This has been the Rum Boys Fantasy Network. This has been a show about nothing. Hey, my man's Bogart got some words for you guys at this outro. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rum Boys and girls, what it do. Dilly. Listen to some words. Listen to some words of wisdom from the man.
Yeah, man. Everybody, man, spread the love.
Let's go.
Kaepernick took a knee, he ain't mean that we bound down. Fair share, we try and eat that prevent us from chowing down. Freedom of speech, fuck is that about when they never hear us speak, though we scream out loud. For crying out loud, they want us silent and quiet. Break us down, we get up, call us victims of society. We sell drugs, so they label us thugs, killing each other all along. We've been fighting the wrong rivalry. Message gets distorted when they pigeonhole us and force us to riot. Now they can't silence the violence. All you smell is tear gas, hear shots and sirens. Smoke clear, all you see is sons dying, mothers crying. Hell on earth, we all in the pot frying. We draw the line, which side do you align with? The disenfranchised, living in the last times. Long as our message heard, then we truly can't die. Devils try to infiltrate us, sending instigators. Pull up to the protest, piles of bricks waiting. Trying to build community like bricklayers. Bullshit democracy, president dictating. We impatient, ain't waiting for change. They trying to segregate us, put us